Did you guys talk about Noah? Yeah.
No experts, no insiders, just fans.
The longest running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast.
Music, please. Your mom goes to college.
Welcome to Tuesday Night Smackdown. This is episode number 329 of the longest running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast. I am Adam Baum, the Jew that leads the crew. Sitting across from me is Kevin, the shit in the middle, a.k.a. The Millennial Falcon. What's up, Kevin?
No bread today.
No bread?
Yeah, you guys didn't go shopping before the hurricane hit.
Oh, yeah, for those of you watching at home on YouTube that are wondering why we're in the dark, it's because we've lost power, and we're just sitting here trying to make the best of it to get through because Walmart had no supplies when we got there.
No bread, no water,
Nothing.
no milk.
Nothing. What are you going to do? Oh, hey, I found a switch. Oh, I guess we do have power. I'm just overreacting like the rest of the South. Anyway, this is going to be our long opening. We will get into everything that happened tonight on SmackDown. And we're, of course, going to do predictions since this is the final go-home show. Our topics for the three key ingredients: too frequent, Marty McFly, New Day, and predictions. Anyway, yeah, the board's finally caught on. You've lost power. How are you live? It was a work. That's how. Not even a good one. At least Juan logically thought, oh, they're on a generator. I forgot to even introduce the board while I'm busy fucking with them. Juan is here, Noah's here, Anaconda Vice, Teddy Two Stoned Heart. He's always here. I'm surprised he didn't figure it out.
Oh, man. I have no idea what's going on.
We're gonna get it started. Captain Obvious is also here. I forgot to mention him. Alex Carter joining us. We got lots of stuff to go over. Before we do too much, Kevin, I want to go into a couple details about the change that we're going to make going forward.
Yeah.
Tonight, this week, was indicative of why. Very simply, fucking dumpster fire of Raw last night. I feel bad about wasting 3 hours every week to watch that pile of fucking shit. That, by the way, an hour of it, I feel every week is straight recap. Straight recap, or they put it in a thumbnail so they can get extra ad revenue.
I mean, I just watched like a half hour of highlights, so I can't complain.
Well, and the other thing that I want to go out of here is there are people that say it's one big creative team. Yeah, when it comes to Vince McMahon having the final say, I'll believe that. You can't tell me that the same team that writes Tuesday nights writes Mondays. You can't tell me that. One is great, well, above average. I guess great by comparison, because the other's so bad. But really, it's just above average, and one is below average.
Well, it's the same thing every week, too. I mean, this time you got Braun looking for Roman instead of Roman looking for Braun.
Yeah, I really feel, though, like to do a football analogy, it's like being in your own red zone or being in the red zone about to score. Okay, they're vastly different. Raw, I got 80 yards to go to be good. SmackDown, I only got 20. We can punch it in, maybe. Maybe squeak out a first down. SmackDown isn't amazing by any means, Noah wants to correct. Again, Noah, the bar, I think my expectations have lowered so much that SmackDown looks amazing through the shit-colored Raw glasses that I leave every Monday night with.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, it was just a decent episode, but it seems so much better than anything you've watched in the past week.
I Love the Syrup joining us on Twitch. Don't forget, we're all over the place. Yeah, Stike says the Lions-Jet game was a hell of a lot better. We have this big screen TV here in the studio that we watch with, and I huddled around a tablet last night to watch the Jets blow out the Lions versus most of Raw. I mean, it was on, but nothing made me want to look over. Tonight's show had some really good stuff, some really strong points. And, God, it's just, there's so many. And last night we had to just phone everything in. I don't understand how one show can get it right. From a creative standpoint, too, guys, the matches were absolute fucking shit tonight on SmackDown. Let me just be clear. Brie Bella and Maryse and Charlotte looked like she damn near killed Absolution Girl. What is it, Sonya Deville? Yeah. Oh, that was a bad bump.
That looked like it hurt.
Right?
Back of the head, upper neck.
Okay, so now those are your two women's matches. The backstage stuff was funny. KO and Natty, and I know that was and Alexa and Braun. That was funny. The Asuka Naomi stuff was funny. Yeah. I'm mentioning all this now because we're not going to talk about it again. But
Becky Lynch. Whew.
Becky Lynch.
Whew.
The after the match stuff.
Wear those glasses again.
Yeah, all of these are going to get brought up in more detail in the prediction part when it comes to Becky Lynch. So, and we'll talk about New Day there and stuff like that. But I want to start, of course, with this.
What you need to make a good Smackdown is your 3 key ingredients.
Noah wants me to clarify that Raw isn't just boring. It also makes no fucking sense with their booking. Captain Obvious also wants to say, Almost in R-Truth was good. It was good, but there was a lot of pandering going on in that, playing to the crowd and spots that weren't even like wrestling spots. They were like pose spots. With the Tranquilo pose that they had to do in the middle.
I liked it.
It was good, but
and
I'm
I liked
saying
the ending.
It took away from what I guess could have been a good match by doing those hamming it up parts.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. If we're going to talk about it, the one thing
we're not going to talk about it, so we might as well mention it now. It's not
one thing I really liked was that Cien got the win. I was expecting R-Truth to get. I was expecting R-Truth to get the Miz type win.
Is this going to be one of those nights where you say dumb shit?
Well, I was happy Cien got the win. I thought I thought it was going to be because he upset Miz last week.
What in God's name made you think that R-Truth was going to get the win? No. He upset Miz because of a Daniel Bryan distraction, who Miz is feuding with. Almas has no feud with anyone, and nobody came and interfered. There was no question that R-Truth was walking out with the L tonight. No question. If you didn't see that one coming, I can't help you, so I'm just going to do this.
Number one.
Yeah, I know. Marty McFly.
You act like you know everything. Let's just.
I do.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, I just.
So you're saying the booking never surprises you? Bad.
I mean, check the tape. You'll hear all my examples and all my discussions. I don't need to cite them. Go back in the archives,
when we get to
the archives, and look at it.
When we get to predictions,
we will. Marty
I'll
McFly.
do better than you do.
Marty McFly. Do you know why I called this topic Marty McFly?
I've been trying to figure that out.
Have you? It's a Back to the Future reference. A movie that was amazing, a trilogy. It started back in '85.
Right.
Anyway, besides the point. Every time Marty was about to walk away and do the right thing, somebody would call him a chicken, and he would have to come back. Okay, I know they're not saying chicken, but the way Daniel Bryan and Brie are calling Miz and Maryse cowards is the same fucking thing. And by the way, Brie is fucking floundering through the damn promo. Miz says the same word that she did 5 times. Oh, you're calling us a coward? And the fans go out of their mind like he's the damn Beatles.
Well, he saved that match. The entire
saved
thing,
everything.
multiple times.
That was one of the most... This is the topic, by the way. We're talking about them. That match was absolutely atrocious. But mainly because, I mean, it was just strikes and BS. But everything that happened after the fact was gold. All the exchanges, so Daniel accidentally hitting his wife, Miz accidentally hitting Brie.
He just pulled her right the fuck out of the ring. I loved it.
And she just dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, so he didn't strike her. It was so skillful. Yeah. Every part of that.
Daniel Bryan looked legit mad, too. That's what I loved about it.
Juan says Almas is going to interfere at Hell in the Cell and beat up Bryan. I would hate for another cop-out DQ, and we'll get to that in topic 2. Why I say that for them talking on the board. We'll get to that. Explain the concepts of jobbing and protecting to Kevin. Kevin, there will be an essay due on the matters next week. Daniel Price is giving you a homework assignment. He has joined us, so is Bang Bus.
The concepts,
as well as Justin on Twitch.
Of jobbing and protecting. I'm saying. Can
you give me your definition?
Yeah, jobbing is guys who lose because they have to put guys over. I'm not going to get into the job squad.
That is a very lame definition.
You know who are jobbers?
What?
Ascension.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
No, by your definition, it is somebody who takes a loss to put somebody over.
No,
anyone who beats the Ascension is not getting put over. So your theory is flawed. Beating the Ascension means nothing.
They're the guys that put people over. Our Truth is not a jobber. Then
I'm watching the gear. Yeah, he's not because beating him does not advance you. That's my point. Somebody doing the job is putting someone over, giving someone the belt, giving them the spotlight.
John Cena jobbing to Nakamura.
Is Coward the only thing they could come back with? Fuck, Nikki used a better comeback on Maryse when they were feuding last year. It is funny that Miz and Maryse were feuding with Nikki and Cena a year ago. Now they're feuding with Brie and Daniel.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. I think everybody has a reality show in all that mix. Kevin from Texas joining us late. Yes, you are fucking late.
Hey, did you skip over Too Frequent and go right to
No, I flip-flopped them.
Oh, okay. You confused me.
The end exchange was very, very good. It turned what was a very boring end to the episode into something quality. Quite frankly, it was a good way to go out on the go-home show.
Oh, perfect way to go out. I had that down on my notes because I didn't even realize it was a go-home show until you guys pointed it out. And so I was wondering.
That's because this Sunday, WWE Cruise Control.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, it doesn't even seem like they give a fuck. They have booked the Super Showdown more than Hell in a Cell, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true with the Triple H and Undertaker.
By the way, Raw has 3 fucking matches and SmackDown has 5. Currently. That could change. They could throw some shit in last minute. I mean, why the fuck not? Creative makes no sense. H. Murillo 95 says, "What's up?" over on Twitch. That match between Maryse and Brie was a clusterfuck, but the promo was gold and wow. The promo was golden as a piece of good KFC crispy chicken. Justin, unless they send us money, I don't like sponsorships. I'm that kind of stingy.
Jeez.
Speaking of sponsorships, Kevin, that's an ugly fucking shirt. You should buy a new shirt. I'll save you 10%. Here's how. Put in the promo code marked out, all caps. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com. When you check out, if you use all one word, all caps, marked out in the box as your promo code, you will save 10%. That includes most sale items as well. And I know you live in plaids and stripes, but come on, buddy. You all you need is a longer beard and an uglier girlfriend, and you could be Daniel Bryan.
I like Brie.
I didn't say I said uglier. I was trying to.
I like her better than her sister.
I was trying to give your girlfriend a compliment. You never understand me.
So promo code Mark E Doubt.
MarkedOut. No space. All one word. All caps. Use it. Get a new shirt. Hashtag help Kevin get a new shirt.
What's the collar and elbow? I remember it.
Collar and elbow brand.com.
Brand.com. See, hey, that's.
See, by the way, this isn't a work as I try to explain this to Kevin. Like, I obviously know and am promoting this, but Kevin is actually like, wait, what is it again?
I'm only here once a week.
Oh, you're not even here that.
Are you fucking crazy?
Get out of here. What the fuck are we doing? Oh, this is what we're doing. Number two, lately my one concern with booking on Tuesday nights is they keep giving us good matches, so good that they don't know how to book the ending. So this topic is called Too Frequent. Why is it called that? Because we have Jeff Hardy about to fight Randy in a cell. We can't have him lose on the go-home show. Lots of momentum. But we booked him against the U.S. champion who hasn't been on TV in 3 weeks.
September 11th, they needed him on tonight.
And we don't want him to lose. So how do we get out of this pickle? Or, as I love the syrup over on Twitch says, how do we get out of this bucket of syrup? Very simple. DQ time. Every time we have a really good booking, Almas and Daniel Bryan the first time around, they go to the DQ so that they don't kill anyone's momentum. And I don't mind it at times, but they're just doing it too frequent is my whole point in all of this,
Well,
Kevin.
it's not that they're doing it, to me, too frequently. It's just that, I mean, at least with Shinsuke and Jeff, it's the same match. Jeff is about to win. He's about to hit the Swanton Bomb, and then Randy comes in.
Yeah, I don't think Knock has actually ever beaten him, and I don't think Jeff has actually ever beaten him, except for the title switch, obviously.
Right.
On the board, Teddy says, one time every month you turn up. Hashtag fire Kevin.
Oh, man.
I
have no idea what's going on.
God, Kevin, you can't do anything right. Captain Obvious says, I'll go fund you some new clothes, dude. Anaconda Vice says, everybody on YouTube, or even listening at home, you have to go on YouTube just to look at Kevin's wardrobe. All you need to do is look at the thumbnails of every show he's on, and he's in the same goddamn shirts.
My mother bought this shirt for me, and I like it a
My
lot.
mother bought me this shirt.
This is a Christmas gift.
Would you be cool if they lowered the matches to about 8 per pay-per-view, having some top guys and championship belts off the show? H. Murillo 95 says, I'm reading that because that's a good question. Guess what, H. Murillo? There are only 8 matches on this card. The IC, the US are not being defended. The Cruiserweight title is not being defended. 2 tags are being defended, 2 women's and 2 heavyweight belts. So there's still 6 belts out of the 8 matches. But that's kind of where you're at. Shinsuke successfully defended the US title against Jeff at SummerSlam. Okay. Stike, our stat boy, thank you for correcting me. But that's so fucking long ago. Somebody on the board was talking about how AJ and Joe haven't even wrestled since SummerSlam. I didn't realize it, but I think you're right. I think they delivered bumps to each other because AJ took that tough one off the I guess, I don't know what the fuck it's called. The ramp, side area, Titantron, I don't know.
Their promos haven't been bad, though.
No, but again, too frequent on the Orton and the Hardy and the Knox screwjob thing. Like, matches have to see conclusions, okay? Or why the fuck are we booking them? And a double count. This also always feels to surround Knock. By the way, Kevin, this symptom, this too frequent.
Yeah,
it's always surrounding Knock if you think about it.
Well, because probably he can't cut promos as well.
So we have to just have matches that have no conclusion instead. Hey, he can't cut a promo. Let's have a match that doesn't
You have to have the same match, or you just have him kick the shit out of someone.
I disagree as I'm taking a drink. You were supposed to keep talking. That's why I held the drink up really high. But instead you let it go to dead air while I was taking a sip. Thank you so much.
I do everybody a favor if we don't have to listen to your voice for a few seconds.
That doesn't even make sense.
Or
I asked
mine.
you to keep talking because I was taking a drink.
What do you want me to say?
And you go silent, and then you make
that
a comment like it's great.
That they do the same thing over and over again. Knock can't cut a promo because you can't understand him that well. That's just...
You're killing me, Small.
Basic facts.
So, Kevin says they're going to hand Randy the title. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with this shit. I really don't know. This is a waste of a Hell in a Cell to me. I think Joe and AJ, which is our next topic, should be. It should be
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell, or even Becky and Charlotte because of their supposed friendship. That should be Hell in a Cell. That's a way to start a grudge and stuff like that and keep this going. But no. We're going to give it to Jeff and Randy, who neither one has a belt. Neither one is even close to their prime. They're not bad, either one of them, but they are not in their prime. I don't think anyone would argue that with me. They're on the downslope of the career.
A three-way for that one. Put it in a
Who wouldn't prefer a three-way, Kevin?
Shut up.
I depend on what you're talking about. But no, I would rather have a three-way not in a cell and give the cell to either both Becky and Charlotte or AJ and Joe or both matches. I don't think that the representative for Hell in a Cell for SmackDown, and I want to close on this final point of why.
What's that?
Jeff Hardy got nothing. So many times he tried to get the crowd to chant with him. He did one of his lyrics. I heard one person in the crowd one time pop for him, and I heard about 4 sing the lyric. And he looked so happy with himself, to quote Rob, that somebody cheered.
One girl cheered for him.
Nobody cares about this feud, and you booked it in a cell. You booked it in a cell. It makes no sense.
The disco Skype ringtone.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's the first time I've heard it.
We'll talk about this more. We're going to fly through predictions because we're spending so much time on this. Final.
I don't even know what the match is.
Oh, no, that's fair.
Number 3.
Number 3. Night, AJ. Can I just say how much I fucking loved that whole thing? First of all, for those that are old like me, if you remember the Aha Take On Me video, the way they did story time, this story, Night AJ by Samoa Joe, was awesome. It had all these illustration. It looked really cool. He's flipping the pages. At the end, it shows him with his kid, his title, and his wife. Wow.
That was awesome.
Every bit of it was awesome, Kevin.
I was nervous at first.
I don't care that they haven't wrestled. This was a promo that went somewhere. AJ's promo wasn't that good. Joe's was tonight.
I really didn't like AJ's promo.
AJ's promo sucked.
And the reason why I hated it was because he brought up Samoa Joe having a family, and I really, really hated it because it just takes away from the whole angle of Joe replacing AJ as the father, makes the story not believable, really took me out of it. And I was like, why is he saying this? There's really no point other than to say I would never do that to you.
Kevin says it was an AJ PSA, a public service announcement. Joe will be buried by WWE's guy if he loses on Sunday. Oh, no.
They like him.
They're giving the cell to, I forgot to read this one from I Love the Syrup. They're giving the cell to Jeff and Randy so Jeff can kill himself on a hell spot. Neither one, to my knowledge, Stike, check this if you're still out there. Neither one, to my knowledge, has been in a cell match before. Jeff is an old guy that's on his last leg, was a great wrestler, but time catches up. Yeah, thanks, Juan. We're all old. It sucks. What can you do? At least I'm not like Kevin and have to take a pill. That
was a good one.
Oh, zing.
Well done.
We're talking about story time.
I was nervous at first because I thought he was just going to read from the book, but then when they started doing the videos, that was awesome.
It looked really cool, and it was a great editing technique, and it was, to me, a little unique. It wasn't the same old, same old.
And that's how you recap everything going in a go-home show and showing why this is such a big feud and why it matters.
Compared to last night's cop bullshit.
Oh, yeah, that was so bad.
I'm going to have you arrested. Meanwhile, I cut a deal with Kevin Owens, who doesn't even work here, to run around and do whatever the fuck he feels like. Jesus. I don't get it. Even Anaconda Vice, if he can figure out that AJ sucks at promos, then we all should know it. AJ is so good, I think, in the ring that I forgive him. I forgive him for his I don't know how to put it.
Well,
his drawl or it's hard to explain because AJ's not horrible at promos, but he's no Rock.
No, he's not. But he's a better heel for sure.
Oh, no doubt. But he's become Triple H in terms of I can just you need me to be face, I'll be a face. Oh, you need me to be a heel now, I'll be a heel.
Yeah.
He's just gonna run with it. I think he might have been a heel when he started his title run. Now he's pure face, but
right. I just hate. I mean, his character right now is I have honor. I would never do that. Shinsuke, you hit me in the balls.
He kicked me in the Jimmy.
You went after my family, Samoa Joe.
Hey, don't talk about my kin.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's too honorable. I don't like it.
Anyway, last night, Raw made everyone an angry elf. Yes, it did, Justin. We've already talked about it. I'll mention it again at the end of the show, but Monday night, huge format change. It might bleed over even to Tuesdays. We'll see.
So that means we have to talk about Raw. That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, we'll do it like in a minute. You know, like we do the NXT minute, we'll do the Raw minute on Tuesdays.
Nice.
That's how it'll affect us.
Well, I already do the mud report, so we're gonna have to give that to
It's gonna be muddy tonight. I can
someone
bet.
else. Yeah, I'm gonna get dirty.
Number 4, Kramer Kingsman was fucking awesome.
5.
Number 5, it's prediction time. You ready, Kevin?
Yeah, I don't know what the matches are.
We got 5 of them. Well, if you fucking showed up more, you might know it. I don't know why I'm dropping F-bombs. I'm just angry.
5.
Cheers, fuckface.
You ready, Kevin?
Yes.
I'll give you the match.
Yeah.
And you're the only one here.
I'm gonna go.
So if you
Spitfire.
make me fucking repeat the match, I'm going to kill you. You're the only one here.
Do
There's no way you can
is this
forget
like-
from the time it leaves my mouth until you predict.
Is this lightning round, or do I have to explain my decision?
Safari Champs has joined us, and Connect to the Internet have both joined us, and they both put 3. I don't know what that means.
3.
I don't get it. Anyway, Juan, for the laugh, he's only 29. Yes, Teddy, all those drugs make you feel like you're 100.
Oh, Virtuoso Sports put 3 also.
Oh, those are all JD's fake accounts that he's signing in and out on, trying to give me the answers. Fucking call. No, you ruined it for everybody. Why doesn't anyone talk about the guy that beats AJ? Will have to be a big name. It's been close to a year. I either see Almas or Miz taking it from him. I see some kind of way that the belt will eventually get on Miz and Bryan. I don't know how it's going to get to them yet, but it would be a shame to pass up Joe and not put the belt on him now. I think you have missed opportunities. Last year at this time, you missed the opportunity to put the belt on Braun. Now you've kind of ruined his character where I don't even want him to have the belt.
He talks too much.
Yeah,
His voice is annoying.
They've turned him into Ryback.
Yes, they have.
And they've made the monster need 2 other guys who are smaller to help him. What the fuck is that about? I don't want to talk about Mondays. I don't want to talk about Mondays.
Drew McIntyre's.
I don't want to talk about Mondays.
Okay. I hope Joe wins.
I don't want to talk about Mondays.
Joe.
Yeah.
Going back to Joe.
Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. This is predictions. Are we gonna off the air bet or on the air bet something on these predictions?
We do.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Randy.
Randy. You're gonna go with Randy. I think Jeff kills himself and Randy covers him. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Randy too.
The only weird thing is, where does Nakamura go? Because they have had this.
He's not even on the show.
Right. I know.
Not even on the show.
I know, but if Jeff wins, he obviously gets a shot back at Nakamura, so that would make
Does
sense
he?
for him. If Randy
he?
wins, where does Randy go?
I mean,
where does
I don't
Nakamura
know.
go?
I asked the question when Rob was in the room earlier, what the hell's going on with Knock? And he was like, remember they had the dog bite? And I'm like, is he really still like...
No, he can't because he surfs like every other day.
Teddy
Instagram.
and Kevin from Texas, and so does Captain Obvious, all say Hardy. Orton for Stike, Orton for Bang Bus. If Braun doesn't win the belt by Survivor Series, his career is over. Murillo says, I think they already missed the boat, honestly. Murillo, I think they might be able to save it, but it was like when they didn't put Abyss over in TNA, it took a while for fans to buy back into him as a champion or even give a shit. Jeff's going to do a swanton off the cage. No way is he winning.
Right,
Daniel Price says, I say the same thing.
Same.
Jeff kills himself. I don't even think Randy has to do it. Jeff will kill himself. How crazy, though, would it be if Jeff did a swanton off the top of the cell and Randy caught him in an RKO on the announce table? I know that could only be some video game shit finisher, but that would be fucking awesome. I'm just saying.
Well, and there are reports of Jeff he's been banged up for a few weeks, so I'm thinking he does something, kills himself, and then gets some time off.
Okay. Give me the 3 most destructive letters in WWE. RKO. Justin's picking him as well. All right. Next match, Kevin. You ready? You listening?
I'm listening.
You ready? Follow?
Yeah.
New
Ready.
Day. Rusev Day. By the way, Aiden English
this is
taking one
tough.
for the team tonight, getting that brogue kick so that Rusev could get the win. Do you think it's Rusev Day's time?
No, I think New Day wins, and I think
Holy shit.
something.
CT is on the board. CT, where the fuck you been? He says Randy's going to RKO the shit out of Hardy. Not a great comment, but he hasn't been on the board in so long. I needed to read it. Go ahead, Kevin. I forget. I didn't mean to cut you off, but somebody more important talk.
Okay, so you have to look at the storyline here, right? So Aiden got them into the tournament, and then he got them into the...
This wasn't really a tournament.
Okay,
but sure.
well, whatever. And then
It was 2 triple threats.
Then he gets them into the championship match. So I think something happens where Rusev doesn't take a hit for Aiden. They lose the match. Aiden feels betrayed, like he's done everything he can to save the thing. They have drama again.
Justin says Rusev Day. CT says I moved to South Dakota. I assume that's why we haven't seen him, because there's no, internet out there yet. What were you saying, Kevin? I paid absolutely no attention.
I think Rusev isn't going to take a bump, and New Day wins, possibly splitting up Rusev Day. But I don't know. They've. I could be wrong. They've. Crowd has been liking them again.
Yeah, I guess so. My whole thing is very simple. I don't think they need the belts. I think the belts could do wonders for Rusev Day, especially since they 180'd from 3 weeks ago, where it was looking like they were going to break up. Could Aiden English, as Captain Obvious says, suggests on the board, could Aiden English have taken that bump tonight just so that no one sees it coming when he screws over Rusev on Sunday?
That would be. I mean, but where do they go with that? I just see. Yeah, it could be. I just don't know why.
What do you mean? It makes
why would he screw over?
If they're not gonna give them the tag titles, why make them contenders?
Right.
This is all to showcase their breakup.
Right, but I think Rusev would end up being the heel. Aiden would be the face coming out of it.
Yeah, I wish Brian were here to ask. Ruswerve is what Kevin from Texas says. Rusev needs a title to redeem himself. Then he turns on English and becomes the tag team champions by himself. CT says, man, I know you're out in North Dakota now instead of Colorado, but that sounds like some real high talk to me right there. But Anaconda Vice backs you up, saying, because it's WWE, Adam, and nothing makes sense. It's true, but as I told Kevin tonight, I thought it was very obvious that it had to be Rusev Day and not the Bar.
Right.
Because we've seen the Bar, Usos, New Day, any combination of those 3 teams way too much. I don't even know why all 3 are on the same show. That doesn't make sense to me. And why the club can't be used better. That doesn't make sense to me. Why Sanity is buried. That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, what was your pick?
New Day.
I'm going New Day, too. I hate that we're both picking the same fucking way. This is not even going to be a bet. We're going to have all the same picks. Becky and Charlotte. I go Becky.
Oh,
I'm just going to start right out. If you don't feed the WWE Universe what they want right now, which is Becky in this role as the champ who takes down Charlotte, Charlotte has to be the face that chases, that the belt got taken away from, because nobody likes her right now. And quite frankly, nobody's going to like her chasing. But if she doesn't put Becky over, and when I say she, I mean the booking committee, then you run the risk of Roman status. She's already the most, or she has the record for the most women's championships with 7. 7. Tied with Trish Stratus. She gets one more, and she's by herself, and she started wrestling 5 years ago.
All right.
That's insane.
Now here's
just give me your pick.
My pick is Charlotte Flair.
All right.
And
your dirt sheet nonsense, we can wait.
Right. I'm not going to bring that up. I had Charlotte winning originally when I was thinking of it. I've had this bad feeling that they are giving Charlotte the belt just so she can go into the first all-women's pay-per-view as the champion for some reason.
So they do a screw job there, but
I think
so. Becky wins
right.
at Evolution.
I think Becky wins at Evolution, and that's going to be another way that they hype that show. I just don't.
So I mentioned this before, since Daniel Price is bringing it up now on the board. JR has a podcast, as most people know, Jim Ross. He, on there, talked about Becky and compared her to Stone Cold. Now, everybody's like, what the fuck are you smoking? And JR made a very convincing argument that I'm going to kind of echo right here, is Becky was intended to be a full-blown freaking heel. She was supposed to turn heel. The crowd's reaction was so huge that instead of making her heel, they kind of have just allowed her to be whatever she is. She's not doing full heel stuff. She's got heel tactics, but she's backed off the full rage. You know, she just kind of sat there smiling. I know the sneak attack tonight, but the sneak attack was brilliant.
It was great.
It makes her the heel fighting Charlotte, but calling her Austin because of the way the fans cheer for her and get behind her. They want to see Charlotte fail. The fans used to cheer for anybody who fought Roman, but then Roman fought Jinder, and the fans cheered for him, and then the Shield got back together, and the fans cheered for him. And Vince won, and we all hate fucking Mondays now.
See, I think it's still too early to give her the belt. I think to feed the fans more.
She was the first women's champion on SmackDown. What do you mean too early to give her the belt?
Let me finish. To feed
You're insane.
this hype more, the best thing you can do is give Becky her Austin moment. When Austin faced Bret Hart, and what was it, an I Quit match? He was bleeding everywhere. Bret puts him in the sharpshooter.
No,
Austin passes out.
It
never
wasn't an
quits.
I Quit match.
Okay.
He just
passed
never
out.
submitted.
That's
He
how you
stayed
build
the sharpshooter.
That's
forever.
how you build Becky up even more and hype up their match at Evolution.
So how could Becky be on the losing end of the match? So Charlotte makes her pass out.
Yeah.
And that's your end game of no.
You have a great match.
That was not
Becky doesn't tap.
That was different. I think Becky needs this win. The board agrees with me. She just needs to go out and kick ass, CT says. But Stike says Charlotte retains. He's agreeing with you. Becky wins at Super Showdown and the rubber matches at Evolution. If they give Becky, Charlotte can win again before Evolution, Kevin says. Charlotte is the Triple H to Becky Stone Cold. I like that comparison, CT. Charlotte will be 32-time world champion when she's done. Teddy, man, you're smoking something good tonight. Simone Johnson will be a 50-time world champion. I don't know who the fuck he's talking to. They have to give Becky the belt to get away from the grudge, Kevin says. Becky's not winning. I love the syrup. Here's what's fucking awesome. Can I just say this? We're talking about the women here with some care.
This is one of the best storylines they've had in a long time.
They fucked around with Bayley and Sasha. And then they made them like a tag team.
Oh, that was awful.
Instead of actually finally pulling the plug.
The Rock and Sock connection.
They just pulled the plug real quick at SummerSlam and had Becky go, fuck you, Charlotte. It's time. I love it. Simone is The Rock's daughter. Oh, Bangba says, I'm sorry. I don't know about freaking little kids.
Hey, that's Mud Report.
Anyway. Daniel and Brie Bryan. Yes, I called them that. Versus Michael and Maurice Mizanin. Who do you have in this mixed match challenge?
It's Bryan and Brie.
You think?
Yeah.
So Bryan and Brie win the bullshit match, or
Yeah.
Bryan wins the BS matches and Miz gets the good ones? I'm all for that. I got no problem with it.
It has to be. You can't have Miz win twice in a row.
Okay. So
we only disagree on one.
well, we still got one to go. We still got one to go.
Oh, AJ Joe.
AJ Joe. CT says Miz 100%. Daniel and Brie for Stike. Becky's the best thing going. I love the syrup says. For all women, Becky is the best thing going. Nobody gives a fuck about Ronda Rousey comparatively right now. Justin says Bryan and Brie. Bryan and Brie for Captain Obvious. It's seemingly unanimous except CT. I don't know. Maybe you know how alcoholics act more drunk when they're not drinking because of their body chemistry? Maybe CT is now more fucked up not being in weed country in Colorado, being out in North Dakota. I'm just hassling you. I'm glad you're back. The Danielsons Daniel Price says, yes, that would be the real name of Daniel Bryan. It's Bryan Danielson. You're so smart, DP. That's why we love you. Anyway. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. Night, AJ.
This one's tough. And
now, you were onto something a second ago, Kevin. This is the match if you want to do it. This is the match that AJ could lose the belt. Joe could come out strong. AJ could not tap in the coquina clutch. He can just pass the fuck out. Joe chokes him out.
Oh, and that's good storyline.
It's a great storyline. Night, AJ. Coquina clutch. It was part of the story. I think Joe was foreshadowing. They already did the little screw job last month where AJ got himself disqualified. So Joe got the win and not the belt. Joe has to get the fucking belt.
Yeah, Joe wins. I can't disagree with you.
Joe wins. Some of these championships need refreshing. Seth, AJ, Charlotte, Cedric all need to drop them. Bangba says they're all going on long reigns.
Charlotte's had it for 1 month.
Yeah, but Charlotte's held it 7 times in 5 fucking years.
They never
and
get
I
rid
say
of it
5
that fast.
years. By the way, when I say 5 years, I'm talking from NXT to now. She's only been on the main roster 3 years and has won 7 championships.
Jeez.
Okay? Don't get me started, Kevin. Give Joe the belt. Make Irish happy, Justin says. Okay, sure. I just want to give him the belt.
So
Fuck
we
that.
only disagree on one match.
Stike, man. Stike is just, he's putting stock into these other events. He says AJ retains so that Joe wins at Super Showdown. And then they have their finale on the 1000th episode of SmackDown. I am okay with that. I don't think it'll be finale. I don't know if they'll go that far. I think they'll do something fun there. Maybe even the Rock's for sure going to come back for the 1000. I mean, he would have to, right? It's 1000 of the show that's named for him, kind of thing. I think Joe wins, and your rematch is at Super Showdown, Stike. I think Joe's got to win. Are you picking Joe too?
I picked Joe.
Oh, so it's all going to come down to Charlotte and Becky for us. I wish Finn was in SmackDown so we could get Balor versus Joe versus Styles, CT. Hey, it's in the future, CT. As soon as viral meningitis takes out, Roman Reigns or another injury takes out, I don't know. Adam, you win. Anaconda Vice says, how did I win? I always win. AJ wins for Teddy. Vince would absolutely milk a Samoan winning a title at an Australian show for the sake of it being so close to Polynesia.
That's a
sure,
good one.
DP. Sadly, they missed the Luke for Finn opportunity. What the fuck are you talking about, Bang Bus? Joe and Styles are advertised for a WWE Championship match on the 1000th episode of SmackDown. Oh, Luke Harper. Stike says, I just watched All In and I'm disappointed by all WWE shit. That reminds me, predictions are over. That reminds me before we go into the awards, CT, Monday Nights is getting an overhaul. I don't think we're going to change the name. We're going to call it Rawsome, but we are not going to be focusing on WWE Raw. Congratulations, Vince. Our final holdout, Mr. Rody Rob, he just gave in last night, and Brian and I have been pushing him toward that ledge. He finally jumped. We're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about wrestling beyond the WWE. As long as SmackDown continues to be good, Tuesday nights are going to go unchanged. We may cover Raw in a minute segment and just see how fast I can talk. But we're going to cover wrestling, just wrestling in general on Monday nights. Same showtime, same everything else. We're going to start looking at an old match. We'll watch those and react to them. We're going to react to the other products like NJPW, NXT. Yes, I guess that's technically WWE. So we're just kind of, we'll watch Raw in the background in case something amazing fucking happens. But we would just rather following some interesting stuff. We'll still mention it. We'll still talk about it. We'll still cover the pay-per-views like we have. But we want to get back to our passion. And we kind of had a moment of clarity, Kevin, last night that the only reason the three of us are still watching Raw is because of this podcast. And we all love wrestling. We need we need something better to use 3 hours of our time on Monday nights. I'm sorry if that sounds bad, but I don't want to be negative every Monday night and find a fucking silver lining Spin Master John Cena's way to say that this episode was good. I'm tired of it.
It's 3 hours.
Yeah,
too.
I'd rather talk. We had such a good time just talking about All In a couple weeks ago on Rawsome, just at the opening of the show. It was so much better. We can talk about all sorts of stuff like that. We can have more fun, more time to be creative, just in general in life. Vince, I choose to use the 3 hours on Monday night better than you are entertaining me for. Period.
You guys going to talk about 205 Live at all?
I haven't mentioned 205 Live in forever. Rob mentions it every now and again when they.
Yeah, he gets all butthurt when I say I don't watch it.
Anyway, it is time for this, Kevin.
Yeah.
Smackdown presents
Good. Bad.
Shit in the middle.
And glorious.
Go ahead. Make my day.
So our reminder of our awards: good, bad, glorious, creative fail, LOL. No, this is not an Impact podcast now. This week's Raw was truly bad, though, Kevin. A big steaming pile of turds. To me, my favorite non-wrestling pay-per-view is King of the Ring 93. There's a lot, non-WrestleMania, he means. There is a lot of good old stuff out there. There is stuff, as I am letting Kevin borrow a DVD of mine so he can go watch the triple threat between Chris Sabin, Petey Williams, and AJ Styles in the Ultimate X match from over a decade ago. Can't even remember the year. I just want to see these kind of matches that we haven't watched. And I just want to see product and wrestlers that haven't gotten stale. And rivalries that aren't good. I like a lot of people on Monday nights, but you're not entertaining me. I'm sorry. It's not that we're going to go completely away. Kevin, I don't have anyone else to lead off good.
Yeah.
So I guess I have to go with you.
You do, because I am the good one on this podcast. Rusev Day versus the Bar booking. You didn't like that?
No, that was just for you in general. That was a very good point.
I loved the booking, and I love just where it goes in the next match against New Day. I think there's a lot of angles they could take with the way that this match ended with Rusev Day winning. We've been talking about here, is Aiden going to turn on Rusev? Is Rusev not going to?
The way he took that brogue kick tonight, it would be out of nowhere to me if he turned on him. But it would be good writing. I see how you're intrigued.
Yeah.
I'll give you the coin for the point that you just made, but that is still for you. My good, it's Night Night AJ by Samoa Joe. The whole promo, the production value, the storybook, the way it was like, I'm going to read your daughter a story. And that last fucking page, the big fuck you of Joe sitting there with his daughter, his wife, and his title.
Yeah.
You don't get any better than that. Good on the board, the Joe promo for Stike. I'm going to watch Joe, Styles, and Daniels from Unbreakable 05 tomorrow, Alex says. That's a great match, too. Good, the 9/11 tribute before the show. Alex says that was good. Becky's always good, Kevin.
God,
the hidden
so
Becky
good
in the crowd. I want to be that little kid who was doing the selfie on the phone, because if she had the hit the button and take like multiple shots, she had like a play-by-play POV of Becky attacking. Good, either Joe or Becky for Murillo. Naomi and Asuka was good for Justin. Anyway, oh yeah, Berto wants to know if we can do the Superstars bracket on Monday. We'll talk about it. We've got a lot of production time we're going to use now instead of that 3 hours of shit we spent on Monday nights. So that's definitely going to be becoming part of a discussion, Berto. But we want to do it right if we're going to do it again. So we're not in any rush. We want to make sure we do that right. So we're not blowing you off. Just got to get it right. Bad is up next. Kevin, you are usually bad. You've been okay tonight.
I've been good.
What is it?
We've been agreeing. AJ Styles' promo, I really, really didn't like it, and I don't like him saying that Joe has a family. Oh, that just took away so much of that whole, like, Joe is going to replace AJ and get his wife.
Yeah. The whole the destroyer. The destroyer, Samoa Joe, it brought him to reality.
Yeah. And this is a feud that I don't know. You almost suspend your belief to think that Joe is actually gonna.
Wendy's going to be waiting outside with a van running when AJ goes borderline homicidal. That's good for Daniel Price. Joe promo, good. Late for Juan. Bad, the word coward for Kevin. Bree and Maryse in the main event. That was bad, but it ended well. AJ, bad promo. Kevin, Justin over there on Twitch agrees with you. My bad? Nobody said it. Nobody's even talking about it. That's how fucking bad it is. Knox U.S. title run.
Yeah.
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this.
You can't give yourself
I can do whatever the
coins
fuck I
in a
want.
Roddy. Are you kidding me? I deserve
look,
that.
I got more coins. I can have a dam. I
haven't gotten that in
shoot
weeks,
you.
and I deserved
can
it
do
this week.
giggities. You can be a stupid idiot.
Who
I can
gives
do whatever
himself 3 coins in a Roddy?
I can do whatever I want.
That you're the creative, Phil.
Yeah, that's what you sound like to me most times.
Not Chewbacca.
No, Chewbacca is when I like you. I play the Chewbacca effect. Like, hey, Kevin's cool. Look, he's here. Oh, yeah, great.
Oh, yeah, let me just give myself 3
And
coins
then-
in a Roddy.
Yeah, and then when
He's got a pew!
that's what you deserve, Kevin. Anyway. We were talking about bad, and of course you interrupted because you are bad.
Because you gave yourself 3 coins in a Roddy.
I
That's
deserve
just-
them. I deserve them. And CT says Nakamura deserves so much more. He does. It's Nakamura's title run is so far fucking forgettable. Absolutely forgettable. And I'm glad Berto agrees with me. Somebody agrees with me. I did not like Asuka and Naomi. I know, Kevin, you liked it and said it was funny. They've
It's funny.
taken Asuka and made her a fucking joke. If she had at least held the title once before this, great. Naomi is a former champ 2 times. Women's champ. I don't know what the hell if she was a Divas champ or not, but she is a 2-time at least women's champ, and now they can do whatever the fuck they want with her. Asuka is a no-time, lost her streak, biggest thing since sliced bread going into Mania, and is now making fucking jokes about the way someone else talks.
That's what was funny about it. But Asuka's been doing this crazy thing and then yelling something in Japanese for months now. It's no different. It's just they play up the humor more. It's more slapstick.
Captain Obvious, a good, my bad. He says no sanity, but Adam's dead on. Forgettable. And I don't even know why Hardy and Orton don't have the fucking title going into Hell in a Cell. Why their feud is just a blood feud that nobody cares about. And a mix. We have 8 matches, 6 titles on the line. That match in the cell with Hardy and Orton, and the mixed match of Bree and Daniel and Miz and Maryse, all that. Those are the 2 matches that don't involve a title.
Aren't you always complaining that they don't have enough blood feuds or just regular feuds?
Yeah.
So at least this is one that means something.
Does it? Does it?
It did.
Did you hear the crickets tonight when Jeff gave his promo? We can go back
true.
and watch it. I mean, I'd rather watch what we're watching, but we can go back and watch it.
It started off a strong feud.
Oh, I've finally got one of these fucking things remembered, memorized, whatever. I'm correct. Stike says Naomi has held the SmackDown title twice, Adam. You are correct. That's like Happy Gilmore. Grizzly Adams did have a beard. I don't know. I felt vindicated there. It's glorious time. I'm going to get it off, or kick it off. Very simply, while Bree and Maryse was absolute dog shit, the sequence of events that closed the show down was as good as anything I've seen in terms of a go-home show. I won't say it was like, oh, my God, I've got to watch next week now moment, but in terms of a go-home show, they ended this nice.
Oh, that's the same thing I had. I thought when he pulled her off the ring and she splatted on the ground, my jaw dropped and I was like, oh. And then when he throws her out of the ring, or Brian out of the ring onto her,
every part of that was so good. The exchanges,
because it's just borderline wrong enough.
But he could also claim, I just pulled her out of the ring. She's the one who fell on her own. Gravity's the one who hurt her, or something like that. Real quickly, let's see what else we got. I think Glorious on the board. Rusev Day, Joe promo. Night, AJ, Kevin from Texas says, I think that's going to be good. Jeff's going to be a notch Randy Shills as a credible excuse to challenge AJ. Daniel Price says, hell no. Hardy and Orton need to stay the fuck out of AJ, Daniel Bryan, Miz, and Joe. Those are the 4 that are going to fight for the title all the way, I believe, to Mania. Orton does not need to be in that mix.
Yeah, but where does he go after this?
He fights with fucking Jeff Hardy. Him and Jeff have the mid card. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Each do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
Please listen to my voice. Take it from the wise old Jew.
We got 2 awards left: Creative Fail and LOL. Take it away.
Creative Fail has to be Shinsuke versus Jeff, Orton interfering, rinse and repeat. We've seen it so many times. I would have enjoyed if Jeff looks like he's going to do the Swanton Bomb and then does a backflip out on Orton, because Orton's done this so many times that they could say, oh, Jeff expected it now.
I'd rather see a backflip where he catches him like a video game, I said, and just into the
Even that would have been better.
I just,
anything.
It's so bad.
We didn't get the ear pull this time. So
it's so bad. And what I wrote for a Creative Fail is the same exact thing as my bad award. Nakamura's title run. I cannot stress that much, or stress that enough.
They need like Finn or someone to feud with him. He's not feuding with anyone.
Something. I know he got attacked by a dog, but can we get? I thought it was like his hand that was hurt. He's mostly kicks. His strikes are with his feet. Creative Fail. Justin's agreeing with me. Maurice and Bree as the main event for Stike. Nakamura not defending a title on pay-per-view. That's bad. Yeah, Wanbull. He doesn't even have a feud to have an opponent. I guarantee you that Almas is just going to come along and take that title at some point. Randall Keith hears things and hits diamond cutters on people. We get it. Is Daniel Price's Creative Fail. Yeah, he also makes all the new writers shake his hand. Vince just needs to let Hunter take control, CT. Alex Carter, I hope you're listening. CT's trying to take your Captain Obvious title away with that little gem. Vince needs to let Hunter take control. Come on, CT. This isn't your first rodeo. Creative Fail. Nakamura and Asuka, Kevin says. Yes, let's not forget that those 2 are your Royal Rumble winners.
Oh, that's a good point.
Those are your 2 reigning Royal Rumble winners. Both of them cashed in without getting the title. Both of them have been relegated to what? Fuck, I don't know. CT says, okay, fight me, bitch. I love it, CT. CT is doing a Rob impersonation.
He's an angry elf.
I think. I don't know. Or maybe I just pushed him to the edge. LOL, I'm going to kick this one off. The crickets Hardy received at the beginning fucking promo for half his shit.
That's a good one.
What do you got?
I have Daniel Bryan. You touch my wife, now I'm going to punch you in the face.
LOL,
so
also
lame.
for me, CT, he's going to curb stomp me. I think that's go back and watch American History X. Curb stomping's no fun.
That's gross.
It's not the Seth Rollins way. Forgot about the Rumble, Kevin says. Yeah, we all forgot about the Rumble because both of the fucking winners didn't get the title shot victory to vault them to main event status. Vince says, go back to Japan, god damn it. No, but also, isn't Knox contract I thought somebody was talking about? I don't know if you got that mud report. Kramer Kingsman is LOL for Captain Obvious, and the last page of Night Night is LOL for Kevin. Night Night AJ.
Nakamura talked about that, but he made it sound like he moved his family here and he wants to stay. He just said as long as the money's right.
As long as the money's right, so.
That's old.
That's old?
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready, Kevin?
Ready to get dirty.
Is it that time?
Oh, yeah. Going in the mud.
I'm going to go get my drink.
Do I just let this play?
No, just wait. Oh. You got to let it breathe because it's the mud report.
They see me rolling. They hating.
It's going to get dirty.
Trying to catch me riding dirty. Trying to catch me riding dirty.
All right, there you go, Kevin. Take over.
From PW Insider, backstage sources told Fightful that Vince McMahon is very impressed with Andrade Cien Almas. It was apparently his match with AJ Styles that caught the chairman's eye and is a primary reason why he's been kept in the spotlight by being thrust into the middle of the Daniel Bryan Miz feud. Didn't really see that play out tonight, but he did have a match that he won against Jobber R-Truth, who's not really a jobber, but maybe a jobber sometimes, that Adam knew he was going to win. So expect big things.
That whole thing confused me with Carmella, by the way. I
It's weird. Oh, they were talking about that on the board at the beginning. Is she a face now?
I have no idea. Are they just going to pretend she never won the title? Yes. James Ellsworth never came back. None of that existed. She didn't beat Asuka twice. I think it was twice.
And R-Truth wanted to fight her for like a month.
Well, now they're a team, and he hates the other Carmella. Like this go on. Where's my bang bang sound effect?
Bang,
just
bang.
move on while I look.
Contrary to a report from earlier in the day, Edge says that he is not booked for SmackDown 1000, or at least not yet.
Somebody said he was supposed to be on tonight.
Yeah, he wasn't.
I believe Brian reported that on the Mud Report last night.
He's keeping us on the edge of our seats, I guess.
Ha ha! You are so fucking clever.
I have that one written down.
Go away, Baton!
WWE is hoping to make Evolution an annual event, says Barn Burners Fired Up podcast. However, they better hope excitement builds, because Dave Meltzer writes in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that while the October 28th all-women's pay-per-view is still expected to sell out, quote, it's not a hot ticket at all. It's not a flop, but it's definitely weaker than probably any WWE pay-per-view in a long time.
Well, you got to start somewhere. It's not like, One Night Stand that debuted great, and then the two that followed were horrible.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think it will be as bad as ECW's December to Dismember that the WWE put out. But, yeah.
Speaking of not being
real
bad.
quickly, CT and I have been battling all night, and CT came up with something amazing. Suggestion, just fantasy here. Yeah. Almas versus Cody or Almas versus Aldis would be worth all the money in the world. I would so want to see that. Almas is one of those guys right now. We play this game on Monday nights all the time. Who would do better out on the open market? Like if they were in the indies. I think if you had Almas involved with All In and stuff like that, sky's the limit. All right, go on with your dirt crap.
It appears that the full Sportskeeda is reporting that Sportskeeda.
Okay.
It appears that the full card for Evolution has been leaked online, which, if true, would be pretty awesome.
Oh, son of a bitch!
So, NXT UK Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Ginny versus Killer Kenny versus Dakota Kai. You have a special announcement segment. You have Carmella Talk Show with the Ladies of Glow segment.
Wait, what the fuck?
This is Evolution. The card was leaked online.
I know. You just said that Carmella has a talk show with actresses?
The Ladies of Glow.
Was she Sally Jesse Raphael?
Is that the... I've seen the show a couple times.
Like Phil Donahue era. Keep going.
You have Riot
I'm just showing
Squad.
How I'm so fucking old there.
Riot Squad versus Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Ivory. Yawn. You have the Mae Young Classic 2018
if
finale.
you're going to mention Glow, Tina Ferrari, Ivory was their first champion.
Oh, okay. That makes sense that it's right before, and then Ivory would be in there for Riot Squad, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. You have the Mae Young Classic 2018 finale, Toni Storm and Io Shirai. You have a 20-women Battle Royale. Winner faces...
Can you... you're making that... No, don't talk slower. You're so fucking slow already. I was going to tell you, can you make this sound like entertaining? Like, dun-dun-dun-dun. What's the next one, Kevin? Oh, it's this one. It's awesome.
Why don't you do that, and
I don't know. Give me the list. I bet you I make it sound better. I'll read the rest of the card.
All right, we're on number 6.
Okay, number 6. Here.
I need that page back.
All right, I'll give you your page back. We're on number 6?
Yeah.
You already did the first 5?
I did.
Number 6, 20 Women Battle Royal. Winner faces Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship. That's a great booking. Number 7, Asuka versus Ember Moon. Haven't seen that before. Number 8, Naomi versus Molina. Really? I didn't know she even still existed. Mickie James versus Lita. The match no one wanted in number 9. Number 10, Kairi Sane versus the Battle Royal winner from earlier in the night. They get a 3-match break, and then they got to fight her. Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus. Now that's one actually Adam Bomb wants to see. Number 12, Alicia Fox and Kelly Kelly. Are you kidding me? Gonna take on the Iconics versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, the would-be Absolution, versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya for the new WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. You forgot Bailey and what's-her-nuts, Banks, because they're not even listed on here, so they have to be part of that.
No, they're part of that
they're against
glow.
the Riot Squad?
Yeah.
No, that's a waste. They're your first tag team champions. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte, and Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey. The main event nobody's asking for. Now, do you see, I could care less about most of those matches,
Couldn't
but
care less.
I made it sound like I did.
Thank
At
you.
least put some hype into it.
I'm the newsman.
No, a newsman would be a straight, good enunciated, witty,
Oh,
formatted
I am
person.
witty. Did you hear my joke
This
about
just
edge
in.
of our seats?
I win the plaid shirt
I'm not
award.
gonna get into a radio voice.
Not gonna work here anymore. They're copying the over-budget battle royal. CT says, "Yep, probably true." Putting on airs that they actually value the women's roster. I love the syrup says. What else you got?
Have you heard about Pentagon Jr. possibly joining WWE and heading to NXT?
Sure.
Well, he's
problem
not
that everybody
going
else
to be.
good. I'm glad for he's good.
He said, "Respect that I am the PCW champion and no one is going to take that from me. Thank you very much. And before I forget, I am not going anywhere. Penta will be in PCW for many more years."
Here's the thing. Penta is a god out there right now. Well, God might be supercilious. He's good. Out on the indie circuit, he's created a name for himself. He's a big name for his company. He is a draw. WWE, even at the NXT level, as soon as you hit your ceiling, Kevin, they throw you to the main roster. Next thing you know, you're fucking Bobby Roode tagging with Chad Gable in the tag team division as a face after being a very over heel on NXT. All the other recent champions that have moved up have not been treated that way.
Shut up, Teddy.
What's Teddy saying? He hates you.
No, it's last week's news. He thinks it's last week because he's been stoned.
Reverse Ronda ends in no contest, and they drop it, or they let milk a clusterfuck where Nikki jobs for a fat payday, DP says. All that shit sounds horrible, DP. That's why I didn't even bother reading it. And yes, even Captain Obvious agrees, Kevin. He says Pentagon Jr. doesn't need WWE.
Bang, bang.
What else?
CM Punk is not planning on coming back to professional wrestling anytime soon. He appeared on...
That's new? I thought this is new stuff.
Well, he was on ESPN's The MMA Show to promote Netflix's Beastmaster.
Kevin from Texas. He says in Mud Report, Bobby Roode's going to be revealed as Chad Gable's father.
That's a really good one.
I
would like
this
that.
one drunk night in college. I mean, Bobby Roode is in his 40s. I don't know how old Gable is, but sure.
I would love that.
And Pentagon is current Lucha Underground champion. Stike wants to remind you, Kevin.
Yeah.
What else you got?
From Pro Wrestling Sheet, The Rock's eldest daughter, Simone, has begun training at the WWE Performance Center on a part-time basis. Earlier this year, The Rock said that Simone was looking to become a professional wrestler, so it's come to fruition. She would be the fourth generation of wrestlers from the famed Simone family, and she's welcome to create the fifth generation with yours truly.
Have you ever looked at the Samoan wrestling family tree? It's kind of like trying to do math with Scott Steiner.
So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance, minus my 25% chance.
And we're just going to add a fourth branch there. That'll make her the fourth generation anything. I thought maybe one of Hunter's kids or Shane's kids might be the fourth generation to get there. But no, it's going to be the Samoan dynasty, the Anawahis, the Fatus, the Johnsons, the Mavias, the whole clan. Is going to come down to Simone Johnson. She's going to represent as the fourth generation. How do you feel about that, Kevin? She's going to be the fourth generation.
I hope she's better than who's that other Samoan female on the roster?
There's Nia.
No.
And Tamina.
No, Tamina. Hopefully she's better than Tamina. God. What a waste of air.
Samoan dynasty made easy. Rock's not blood related to them whatsoever. That saves you about 30 minutes. Oh, that's horrible, DP. Interesting, Kevin. The Rude, Angle, Jordan, Gable, All-American Glorious Alpha Cookout. They made those burgers with broken friggin' necks. That was all from DP. Tamina and Nia both suck, just to correct. That's what CT
At
says.
least Nia's big.
Anyway.
Bang, bang.
Mandatory.com. Last night on Raw, Natalya and Ronda Rousey hit the Hart Foundation's heart attack in their match, and Bret Hart took to Twitter to discuss how honored he felt. Quote, very honored Ronda is paying homage to the Hart Foundation. To which Ronda replied, quote, I'm speechless. The honor is entirely mine. Hashtag Hart Foundation. Hashtag heart attack at Nap by Nature. OMG emoji, heart face emoji.
Cheers, fuckface.
What else?
Impact Wrestling star Eddie Edwards tweeted today that he's writing a children's book called Anything is Possible, the Eddie Edwards story. And no one cares because indie wrestling is garbage, and who is Eddie Edwards anyway?
Wasn't there like an Eddie Edwards like fly like an eagle story?
I have no idea.
Wow. Wow, did we just have a whole show that lasted the entire length of a movie? That's pretty sad. Anyway.
I have more.
Oh, you do? Fuck.
Sabu.
This is the segment that never ends.
Sabu took to Twitter yesterday to remind people how terrible of a human being he is, making sexist and homophobic comments about Renee Young's promotion to full-time commentator on Raw. Responding to Taz's tweet congratulating Young, Sabu tweeted, oh, wait, he has since deleted it, and I'm not going to read that trash anyway. Good luck trying to remain relevant.
Here's the thing, since I kind of said this last night, but I'll get your take on it. The first time Renee Young was on there, I thought she was really good. The last two times, through no fault of her own, I thought she's horrible. I think that Corey has tried to set her up and work with her the way he does Byron on Tuesdays, and she's just the chemistry's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And then I think Michael Cole talks the fuck over her every time she tries to start or starts to make a good point. I mean, I know Rob picks on me all the time, but there's times I let the man speak, and there's times Michael Cole cuts him off horribly, or cuts her off. Excuse me.
I mean, and
it sucks.
I haven't watched enough to be able to give her a grade. I will say, the majority of what I hear sometimes is just her going like, "Oh, ow," and whenever they hit a big match, a big move. Big spot. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. That being said, Sabu.
Teddy says he wants to get stoned with Sabu still, so there's that.
Teddy's Jerry the King Lawler, according to ProWrestling.com, on his newest episode of Dinner with the King podcast, has said that WWE has become politically correct to a fault. Talking about puppies, Lawler said, quote, the thing with puppies, I did not coin that phrase. I was not the first one to say the phrase on WWE TV. But because, like you said, I'm so associated with that word puppies, most people think that way. That is probably the reason I'm not on TV anymore. And I mean that seriously, because they, WWE, went so politically correct. It's not necessarily PG because they're not PG. They're further south than PG. They're PC. They're so politically correct to a fault, and especially like they got so right now into starting with the revolution. Now it's all about empowering women, and that's a big political correct thing these days and everything. So WWE jumped right on that. So it's talking about empowering women.
I'll be honest, I wasn't listening to any of that.
He's just saying WWE is too PC.
Yeah, I don't even know who he is because I was
Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh yeah.
Kind of surprising.
I lived in Memphis in a while. He's not wrong. I mean, his view is very slanted on it, but he does have some valid points amidst that ranting.
He has valid points. I just don't understand why it has to be said.
Yeah, you'll never understand the rantings of a madman who keeps running for mayor.
Bang, bang!
North Texas football had an indie wrestling event following their home opener against the SMU Mustangs. I Love the Syrup was in the press box. He said names there included Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, Jack Swagger, Tatanka, Jim Ross, and more, and obviously some Von Erich since it's DFW. I thought all like Leonard Skinner, all the Van Zants died in a plane crash, but yet their kids are around and still touring as Leonard Skinner. And I thought all the Von Erichs met tragic ends, but yet there still are some. So I'm not being weird about that. Like I really don't. I thought that it was like a family curse and their line was cut, but apparently it continues. That's more interesting than this shit, CT says. Vince empowers women by encouraging them to get boob jobs and dye their hair to get pushes. Have a natural body and talent like Asuka? No use for you. That's from Daniel Price. He's not wrong. Yeah.
Hey,
anyway.
you know Hulk Hogan hates you?
Who? Yeah.
You.
Me?
And Rob.
He doesn't like Jews?
Tweeting, quote, everyone is a smart mark now and understands everything about the business without ever having a surgery or driving 900 miles round trip and doing blade jobs every night for $25. But in the late 70s, if you needed a reality check, the boss could sure give you one, brother. I feel like that's Coke saying that they hate obese people.
I just want to say this about that. I think you're allowed to be a smart mark, say whatever you want, and be a fan and all that. I think it's tough in the current social media world and celebrity aspect and all that, whatever, fourth wall breaking down, kayfabe, to really keep up the characters and stuff like that. But why, Hogan, would you attack your fans when you're just now starting to put what you did behind yourself?
I know, right?
And
I feel like there's a way to talk
like
about.
Pete Rose being caught in public drunkenness. Like, you're like, dude, seriously, we're starting to feel bad for you again. And now here you go. And Daniel Price says it well. He says, yeah, okay, Hulk, you were a walking cartoon that got exposed as a complete facade, and your two best friends helped with exposure during the curtain calls. Shut up. Hogan's just being an angry elf, Justin says.
He's an angry elf.
You got anything else? This is going way too long.
No.
Really?
Bang, bang!
Unless we want to talk about a certain wrestler named Big Hoss.
Oh, I did kind of want to mention that to segue off of what you said. So, real quickly, you were talking about the blade jobs and what Hogan said. There is some truth to that. Noah said he worked nonstop the last 10 days to make 5 matches, and he's just getting started his career. Think about the guys like Ric Flair and stuff that worked 300 days a year back in the day. I mean, you can ask, Charlotte Flair. I think that's why she wrestles, is to try and get Daddy's attention because he ignored her whole life. Oh, I said that. But you get what I'm saying. Like, the guys, what they do now, that's why I don't mind. They should book them smarter. Kevin, are you an NBA fan?
When the Celtics are good.
Okay, so you understand. Paul Pierce is how I'll talk to you. When Paul Pierce was getting up there in age, they let him sit every 8th game, every 10th game, or whatever.
Sure.
They didn't put all the mileage on him during the regular season because they wanted to make sure he was there for him in the postseason as he aged. Spurs are my team. They did that with Tim Duncan. His last couple of years of his career, they let him sit out 10 or 15 games of the season. They knew they were going to make the playoffs and didn't care. Right now, Joe and AJ haven't wrestled since SummerSlam. The show is not missing them. They're not missing to carry them. So my point, very, very simple, is give them the time off. These guys have hectic schedules. Have them cut promos. Story time with Joe was better than any match he was going to put on tonight that wasn't with AJ.
Yeah, but he's probably on a dark match.
I don't care.
Plus house shows.
I don't care. Yeah, dark match is great. Because I would sure as shit not want to be one of those people that paid for the show last night without an amazing dark show match, because last night's show was horrible. I Love the Syrup says, holy shit, you're a Spurs fan? Goddamn right. WWE fan 14 is joining us with a telephone number. For a good time, call 864-376-4337. Yeah, I don't even know if that's true. I just want to put your number out there because you're an idiot if you put it out there and it's real. I don't know. I don't want to say you're an idiot. Maybe you want calls. Maybe I just gave your phone number away. Maybe now everybody's calling you. I don't know. WWE Fan 14, I'm pretty sure, is one of those fake JD accounts anyway. You ready? You ready for this?
Yes.
Y'all ready for this?
This day in wrestling history.
Oh, that's right. Madine's not here, so...
You get nothing!
You tricked me. I thought we were
Hey, next week he will be back. The triumphant return of this day in wrestling history. Let's take it away with some final thoughts. This is a long fucking show tonight. Maybe because we actually had something to talk about, Kevin.
Yeah, there was a lot.
I enjoyed
Good
SmackDown.
go-home show.
Goddamn dumpster fire last night.
I didn't watch it last. I mean, I like I said, I just watched a half-hour recap illegally.
Cody vs. Juice, IWGP Championship, September 30th. CT, thank you. I'd rather watch that than anything Raw is putting out. And there's a lot of wrestlers I'm a fan of on Mondays. I love Elias. I think he's funny as hell. I respect Dolph. I like Seth. I like Dean as a character more than a wrestler. There's a lot of people I like over there. Finn, but Kevin Owens, and I mean the only Jew, Sami Zayn.
That's the thing. There is a ton of talent.
Yeah,
they're just not doing anything with it.
Back knee Shanti.
Jinder.
What the hell's? Oh, Jinder Mahal. Yeah, that's his name. I
like Shanti, but they kind of went nowhere with it.
Shanti. Shanti. Teddy says WWE stands for Weed with Elias. Sure it does. And a late joiner, Riker 8558. Rhonda still looks lost sometimes in the ring. She looks lost in an interview, Riker. Final thought, Kevin. What you got? Are you excited for fucking Sunday?
I'm excited, and I'm more excited to see Big Hoss kick Southern Dandy's ass. Apparently, Southern Dandy never got the memo. Don't hassle the Hoss, the Big Hoss. Let's go, Noah.
And for those of you that have no fucking clue what Kevin just talked about, go to our Facebook page, marked out, and look at what he's talking about. We got a post up there we shared of Noah, our Hall of Fame member, making his debut in the ring and kind of getting worked over, and he got beat pretty bad and lost some hair for it. Orton versus Hardy, Hell in a Cell probably won't top HBK Undertaker, Kevin says from Texas. Kevin, wow, that's not a stretch. I don't know if your final thought was like, oh, watch this, guys. I'm going to go out on a fucking limb here and call this one. Guess what? I'm going to say that it's not going to top. Kevin, I agree completely with you, so much so that this guy does too.
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this myth.
Careful with insulting Kevin's God, Daniel Price wants to remind me. He might bulk up out of his plaid and smack you with the commandments of Jinder, sponsored by Clearasil. Yeah, I wonder how you put like Clearasil on your back. Like, you got to be pretty flexible. CT, my comeback was better than anyone else's, is his final thought. CT, you entertained me tonight. I won't deny that. Careful with, I already read that. Hey, you never know, Kevin from Texas says. No, I think the Cleveland Browns winning the Super Bowl this year is more likely than Hardy and Orton ever touching any of the great cells in the past. Not just HBK, Undertaker, any of them.
I don't know. Jeff could surprise us.
No.
Orton's not taking it.
The funny thing about a cell is, yeah, they're locked inside, but nobody cares when they're inside. Everybody just wants them to climb on the outside. I know when I played in a video game, I'm like, how can I get the hell out? I want to throw my opponent off the top because that's fun.
Maybe Orton comes out and goes right up to the top.
CT starting campaigning early for Hall of Fame. Hey, we won't announce that for a while. There's a sing for that, Daniel Price says.
About the back knee clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
That makes sense.
It's a good one. There's two sings.
Did you have any final thoughts? I've gone to you a couple times, and I don't remember you saying anything
I did
of consequence.
the promo for Noah.
Oh, that was your final thought, though?
Yeah, that was my final thought.
I didn't know that considered as thought.
Fuck you, Teddy. My shirt is not cheap. This is a nice shirt. My mother got it for me.
You can, well, your mother's cheap.
Where can I get a new shirt?
Hey, your mother's cheap. You can get a new shirt, though, by going to collarandelbowbrand.com. Save 10%. Even your mom will be happy about that.
Markied out?
Yeah, I mean, 10%. Marked out. Markied out. You don't even... There are people out there that might not know how to spell it, and you're just confusing them. KO stepping back from the edge last year was good. Kevin from Texas says, yeah, it worked. Then he died from a different angle off a ladder instead through an announce table about the same height, and he fell looking like Foley. I don't know.
Hey, I have a bet for you, right?
All right, yeah, what's your bet?
If I beat you in my predictions,
hell is frozen over?
You have to buy me a shirt from Collar and Elbow. And if I lose, I'll buy you a shirt.
I don't have a wardrobe issue, so I would like something different. I agree to your terms of if you were to win, I will pay that up. But I would like something more useful.
Like what?
I don't know. You put me on the spot here at the end of the show. I guess I'll have to think about it, and we'll figure it out at the top of the broadcast on Sunday. Tune in next time. Same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Smackdown Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.